Yo, what's going on? This video right here, God told me to tell you this. Alright? Pardon me while I eat my bag of chips. I'm hungry as shit right now. This one's called, If You Scared, Go to Church. Alright? Now, before there's any response from all you out there in the viewing audience, or the young rah-rah crowd, the hype to just, prove themselves physically, to a motivational speaker who you don't have to prove anything to. All right, you got to prove something to yourself first. All right, everything that I say isn't something that has anything to do with you personally, and that's anybody. You got that? All right, write that down. Because I'm talking to the older crowd too, that's rah-rah, that's hyped to just start something, right? This ain't for you either. This is for the positive crowd, all right? When I say go to church, I want you to go to church because I go to church. I don't go to church every day, but I go when it's my season. So you don't got to go now, but when it's your season, if in that season you're scared, go to church. Number 2, God also told me to tell you this. If you scared, get a dog. Why do I say that? To be sarcastic? Nah. To be a buck with you. Right now, we're getting through a spirit of fear, a season of fear. The pandemic was a season of fear. Corona was a season of fear. All those variants, a season of fear. But we heard about all these rumors of death and war. I'm not here to preach to you. I'm here to motivate you. Turn them up, Donnie. Relax and take notes. This is not a rap, this is motivation. So when I forget, I want you to remind me of everything I just say to you right now. When I was young, I had a dog. My dog's name was Indy. I named it after Indiana Jones because that was my favorite movie. I always wanted to be an archaeologist. I wanted to explore. I was a Boy Scout. I spent a lot of trips, walks in the parks and in the woods and stuff. My dog Indy was part lab, part husky. It wasn't a pit bull, wasn't a Doberman, wasn't a Rottweiler, but it was enough to keep me feeling like I got a security blanket that I could trust. So anytime I walk, I felt proud. I'm walking with my dog, because I used to have bullies. You're the short kid, the diary, the wimpy kid, you know that, right? So walking with my dog, you feel confident. Whatever floats your boat. This one is mostly a video for people who have spent the past couple of years away from their families or their circles that they grew up in, your original stomping grounds, all right? This is also for military vets. You went and you served your country. Now you came back home and you feel a little bit out of your element. That's normal. We've seen this on the movie Dead Presidents with Lorenz Tate. He conquered all the enemies on the battlefield, but when he came back, it wasn't really demons that he had to face. It was himself, his own shadow, his own people, right? Listen, I've been out here in Pittsburgh for 4 years, right? I survived because God kept me, and this is how God kept me. He reminded me, mostly today, all right, that your toughest battles are the battles that are at home, okay? Some of y'all out there have a girlfriend. You with a lady right now. You've been with her for like a year, 2 years, 3 years. You might even be thinking about getting married to her. Or you might be thinking about, being serious with her. Some of you don't have that. You know what I mean? But you have women that are either your closest friends, your besties, or you have women in your family or women on your block in your neighborhood that you're cool with, right? Now, like I know, if you grew up around women, who gives you the most challenge as a man? Women. Why? Is it because they're moody? Is it because they're unstable? No, it's because they're a whole different animal than we are, right? But when you're on your way home, whether it's you're on your way home from work, on your way home from school, on your way home from doing a tour of duty, right? It's important to stay in touch. You know, call every now and then. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I wish I could be there. You know what I'm saying? Here's a little something to tide you over, a couple of dollars. And we feel bad as men when we could only give a couple of dollars when we want to give 50 or maybe 100 or maybe 200. But it's not always the money. Sometimes maybe send a teddy bear, send a gift card, send something sentimental like a picture of yourself. You know, keep that intimacy alive. And it doesn't have to be romantic intimacy. I just mean feelings that are genuine. That sincerity, that loyalty, so they don't feel like you betrayed them. Because when people are left behind, they feel betrayed no matter what we do. Right? Facts. They're not ready for this one, like my man George says. Turn them up, Donnie. So basically what I'm saying is, I'm just advising you what was advised to me. God told me if you're scared, go to church, because when you go to church, or when you go to a mosque, you could even do that too. Or when you go to a Jewish synagogue, you could do that too. Or a temple, or a kingdom hall. Whatever is your religion. Don't let your faith be extinguished like a candle when people are trying you out here in the battlefield in the world. There's a lot of us young people who came to Pittsburgh to go to school. We live in surrounding areas. We haven't seen our families in a while. We haven't seen our friends in a while. And we we feel like, wow, man, it's really turbulent these times, man. People in the streets is wild and it's crazy. But your toughest battles, like I said, are waiting for you at home. Why? Because people are moody? Because you betrayed people or I betrayed people? No, because when you leave something, it's true that absence makes the heart grow fonder. But also, sometimes on the other end of that spectrum, because it's a gift and a curse, absence makes us, get out of sync. We like somebody tells a joke at the dinner table, or conversates, and they expect you to maybe cry with them or laugh with them. If it's not a joke, cry with them. If it's a joke, laugh with them. Or, da-da-da-da-da. And then they get real moody and you're like, whoa, where did this come from? So you'd expect it, I'd expect it if we were there, but we can't be there all the time. So pick up the phone and call, and never hesitate to say, I love you. Because you never know when somebody could be gone today. So all I'm saying is, to keep your hope alive, to keep faith alive, keep your prayer muscles alive, and go to church or do whatever you got to do to not let the boogeymen in these streets, which are just regular people who may be having a bad day, or maybe they're just negative people, right? The toughest people you're going to have to do battle with is your family, because you're going to live with them your whole life. Your wife, you're going to live with her your whole life. Your kids, your homeboys, whatever, your blood brothers, your blood sisters, okay? So just know that, if you can't hack it in the streets, wait till you go home to your kids that you haven't seen in years. All that animosity is going to be built up. And it's not because it's built up, it's that you didn't even call. So call, right? And don't let nobody stop you from making that call. Because sometimes I pick up my phone and people get jealous, right? They get jealous because they want your attention. When you pick up the phone and you call your loved ones at home, look at this cat. Listen to this cat. He's a mama's boy. I mean, you wasn't saying nothing to me before I picked up the phone and called anyway. You just want me to be ear hustling your conversation and all into what you doing. But I don't do all this, you know what I mean? I'm in my zone. I go to school, to work, and back. Work, back to school. House to work, or school, and back. So when I pick up my phone, when I'm talking to my people, I'm talking to my people. And if I'm walking with my dog, I'm walking with my dog. Whatever I'm doing, right? Whatever brings me security is what brings me security and what keeps my faith strong. So keep your faith strong and don't let nobody scare you in these streets. If you scared, go to church, or if you scared, get a dog. And do yourself a favor, call your loved ones at home and tell them you love them, because when you go home, you're going to have to be the big dog. Turn them up, Donnie.